Hello everybody, John Ashworth, the Fitness Nomad, here to talk to you today about my unique and highly effective accountability system. This is essentially, it's the culmination of 20 years of trying to hold people accountable to what they're doing. And it is an effort to provide you a system that is very different from everything else out there that you are probably utilizing to some degree. Everybody's doing something, and here's an example. I was online earlier checking out this site, Loseit. They're doing some good work here. They have some cool stuff going on, and part of it is unique programming for you individually. So once you sign up, somehow or another, they set you up with individualized, as much as they can do that, exercise and nutrition plans. And of course, then they provide you a really nice tool to log, in this case, your food, so you can add food. You can add exercise, and I'm clicking that, but nothing's happening. There we go. So you can search the exercise, so you can get a really accurate view of, how many calories you're taking in and how many you're burning every day. All very, very important. However, all very, very overwhelming, and very often more than the average everyday person is willing to track. Now, on the Loseit site, on their homepage, if I can pull, let's do this. I'll pull it up again here. And you can see the results they are boasting. I guess I'm going to have to sign out in order to do that. That the average Loseit user loses 12.3 pounds. Okay, so that's consistent with the research, and that most people who track their food and their exercise are going to get some results. 86% of their active users have lost weight. So if you use the system, you're going to lose some weight. You might not lose 12.3 pounds. This could mean you lost 1 pound, but it's working. 96% of users who use Loseit for 4 weeks lose weight, so the consistency is important. And then here's the total pounds lost, which I don't think that's that useful of a number. Again, what's missing from here, first of all? So this is all good, but what's missing? What's missing is body fat, body composition measurement. If you're not losing weight the right way, if you're doing it by dieting and undercutting your calories and starving yourself, 25% of what you're losing is muscle. You're muscle wasting. And in the end, in the long run, you're going to end up worse off. So this is always an important component that's missing. Okay, so that's important to keep in mind. However, primarily what I'm here to talk to you about today is this very, very simple system that I have created to hold people accountable, because all of this expert, accurate, super detailed tracking is awesome. But in my experience, in 20 years of doing this, it's less than 5% of the people that I work with that are willing to do this level of tracking. So what I've done instead is simplify that tracking down to your accountable 3 card, and that's what you see here. And now I'm going to toggle the camera off so that you can see the entire card. What we do here, and this works, by the way, so I'm keeping track of all of this data, and it really does work. So when people adhere to the stuff that they have on this card to 80% or better, they get results. Numbers 1, 2, and 3 are your accountable 3. That's how the name kind of started. And what these are the 3 most important things that you need to be working on personally, that you're ready to work on personally, that you're ready to tackle in order to start marching you toward achieving your health and fitness goals. And there goes my fan. Hold on. Okay, so in the beginning, it's kind of nice to keep these things simple. And then, of course, you're recording cardio minutes, strength training, just whether you did it or not. And then you're just here, you're just recording, did you log your food? Did you hit your calorie goal or not? So for example, if we go back to the Loseit application, on my little accountable 3 card, if you log any of your food in this system, not even an entire day's worth, you get to count that as, yes, I logged my food today. Now, what you can't record then is the fact that you hit your calorie goal or not, because if you don't record all your food, you don't know whether or not you hit your calorie goal. So what we really want to see is that yes, you logged your food, and yes or no, you hit your calorie goal. And so that's how, it's kind of the beautiful simplicity of this whole little system, is that some of this stuff has at least the potential of balancing itself out. So you might only record breakfast and lunch, and you get to put a yes here on every day. But if you don't record all that food, then all this data in every one of these squares is missing, so that depending on everything else that's happening with this card, if you're not getting results, we're going to know that it's primarily because you're not logging all your food and you're not hitting your calorie goal, and we'll know then where we need to go and take a closer look. So that's the important part about this whole little system. It's, first of all, the distinction. The distinction is between this and Loseit is that it's built for your work with a coach on some level. Some of my clients only see me once or twice a month, but it still works because this process anchors them, and then they get the expert guidance from me, the coach, and that is the true difference maker. And you will never be able to convince me that you will be able to have a huge impact on the obesity epidemic without some professional involvement from a coach, because there is so much more to this than meets the eye. Okay, but I'm not going to get on that pulpit right now. We're sticking with the accountable 3. So first 3 things are blank. You got to choose. Very often in the early stage of the game, one of the not most important, but most common is people are not drinking enough water. Just starting to drink enough water, you can lose up to 5 pounds a year just drinking water. So people say, yep, water sounds good, and here's how it works. So I put my name on this card, and today is June 20th. Of course, it's Wednesday because it's Nomad Lunch and Learn Day, and that's when this card goes. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And there's a second part of this. So you say, I want to increase my water intake, and then you choose how many days per week you want to work on that. Let's say you want to do 5. And then you just start keeping track. Did I increase? We're not even keeping track of ounces of water here because we're trying not to overcomplicate the whole thing, especially early on when we're trying to build success. So you say, yep, I increased it today. Thursday I didn't do so good. Friday I did good. Saturday and Sunday I was on the weekend and I lost my focus. But then Monday and Tuesday I did it. And so in this case I got 4 out of 5. All right. Second one might be a little bit more complex. Let's say the second one is I want to get a good breakfast with protein. Again, I'm choosing these for a reason, because a good breakfast with protein is associated with weight loss. All right, and then the third one that's also associated, well, no, that's not one. Anyway, I want to get a good breakfast with protein. Now, here's the beauty, the other beautiful part about the Accountable 3 system. This is not just one thing, right? This is about 3 things in one. And again, you got to choose how many days per week you're going to do that. Let's say, again, easy to lose focus on the weekend, so this person's going to say, I want to try and do this 5 days a week. In order to do this, the first thing you're going to have to do is make sure that you have the right food. So you're going to have to plan what you're going to eat for those 5 days. Then you're going to have to shop for what you want, and then you're going to have to cook it. All right? And some days, you know, maybe some days you get to work so early that you're going to have to go out and buy yourself a cooler so you can bring your breakfast to work or bring it in the car or do whatever you need to do to make sure you get it. So there's one thing listed here, but multiple steps involved, because it's not that simple. There's much more to this than meets the eye. And again, you're checking it off, and let's say, because those spaces are taken up by writing by me, you got it 4 days, and again, it's a 4 out of 5 score. So there's 4 out of 5 there, 4 out of 5 there, and then for the third one, let's say the person decides, you know what, I'm just going to walk every day. And this one goes really well because walking at lunchtime at work is really easy, and on the weekends, it's easy to walk because I've got more time. And they get it 7 days a week, and they set out to do it 7 days a week, and so they're 7 out of 7, and it's 100% adherence. Okay, awesome. Now, some of this stuff up here overlaps with the stuff that's down here, and that's okay too. Every single thing here gets labeled as nutrition, exercise, or lifestyle. So they get categorized. as one of those three things, so that we can then look at adherence to what's going on the card in a variety of different ways. The first thing we can do is we can look at adherence to just these three things. We can look at adherence to just these four things, and then we can look at adherence to the whole entire card in general, and then we can look at adherence by nutrition items, exercise items, and lifestyle items. And I'll tell you what, as a coach, this is beautiful, because as a coach, what you're able to do is continue to hone in on what's really, really important for this individual person. Again, when you're working with a Loseit system, without the expert guidance of a coach, it's impossible to take 20 years worth of experience in coaching people on weight loss efforts and be able to hone in on the right things. Now, the beauty of it, you can use the Loseit system if you want to, but then also take the data from the Loseit system and fill in this card. I have clients who do that, okay? So then down here, you're gonna record like how many minutes you walked. Let's say it was during lunchtime at work, it was harder to get more minutes, and so it looked something like this. But then on Saturday and Sunday, you had more time again. And notice, these numbers are not a lot. 15 minutes, but we're still counting it. You did it. And we're looking at this two ways now. They did cardio 7 days of the week, and then they did this many minutes, and we add up those minutes. And there's two ways to look at that inside the system. I look at it both number of days per week, adherence out of 7, and also I look at it as number of minutes over 150 is the denominator, because you want to get 150 minutes of cardiovascular exercise each week if you can. And then also notice, and this is how some of this data starts to balance itself out, and it's not completely scientific, and I haven't worked this out with a mathematician, but I'm finding what I'm finding. So, for example, you're looking at walking here, which is an exercise-related thing. You're also looking at the same walking program here, but you're looking at it now two different ways. You're looking at it as number of minutes and did you do it or not, okay? And so by the time you look at adherence overall to exercise-related items, you get a nice adherence score by category. And what I'm finding is, here's the magic number. 80%. It's the old 80-20 rule. Okay? The clients that are adhering overall to what's on this card, the clients that are adhering at 80% or better are the clients that are getting results. And here you're just, did I do strength training or did I not do it? Doesn't matter what you're doing, because again, you're working with me, a professional. I know what program you're on. If you're doing my program, you're on the right program, you're getting the right strength training. We don't need to keep track of everything, because I'm keeping track of that in a log here at the studio, but it's not necessary to document all that inside the accountability system. It's just not. And we talked about, did you log your food? Did you hit your calorie goal? This is a beautiful little system, and it's so simple. So very simple. And the other beautiful thing about it is it takes advantage. You could be using Loseit, MyFitnessPal, any of the other hundreds, thousands of apps that are out there. It all breaks down to this. This is John Ashworth, the Fitness Nomad. Thanks for tuning into the Fitness Nomad Lunch and Learn. We're going to stay on this theme to some degree over the coming weeks, but I'm in an effort to simplify the Lunch and Learn series. I'm keeping them much more simple. This week, I actually re-recorded what I recorded live on Google Plus on my screen here because it comes out nicer. I won't always be able to do that, but this week I did, both because I'm trying to learn some of this stuff and because I'm committed to helping you achieve your health and fitness goals. This is John Ashworth, the Fitness Nomad. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate any feedback you have about the Lunch and Learn series. Take care.